And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another broadcast here at the Cranky Ducklings. I'm of course your VIP, and welcome to the Club NV X Duckling Showdown number 9. It's been a while. It has been a hot minute here since the last Duckling Showdown. Again, it's been an event. It's been a series of show matches that we've been running for quite some time, but we did take a couple of weeks off. We took a bit of a hiatus, and now we've returned. We've returned with the Duckling Showdown, and we have a best of 7. We have a best of 7 here for you, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ghost River, we have the South Korean Terran player representing himself, currently teamless. It is Bunny. Oh. My apologies, representing Team Falcons, I should say. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Club NV. It is Creator. Here we go. Again, as a reminder for those who maybe are new viewers or maybe are tuning in for the first time, we have partnered with Club NV. Club NV is a Korean team, and I mean, they used to house a lot of Korean players. They used to be Team NV, and they used to have quite a number of players under their umbrella, under their team name. Unfortunately, they lost their main sponsor at the time. It was Abydos, if I remember correctly. They lost their main sponsor, and they couldn't quite afford to house as many players. But to compromise, since, you know, the disbandment of, or since they did let go a lot of their players, they're now hosting show matches to allow some of these players to actually gain some money, to actually gain some prize pool here, to make up for the fact that, you know, they cannot salary a bunch of players. Instead, show matches are being held. Show matches are being held, and we do cast them here in English, here and now. Let's go. And we have our best of 7 here tonight. Sometimes we have other formats, you know, sometimes we have, you know, like round robin group stage or GSL groups, or like maybe a best of 3 and a best of 5 and a best of 7. Here tonight it's just a best of 7 with 2 of our lovely players here with our Terran and Protoss. And we'll see how this does unfold. Meanwhile, before I forget as well, predictions. Of course, Papi, predictions will be open in the chat. Just need a moment here to set things up, and you can place your bets in the chat for who you believe is going to be our champion here tonight. Who will walk away with the majority of the prize pool? Is it going to be Bunny or Creator, our Terran or our Protoss? It will be up to you to decide. One moment here. Best of 7. Show match. Who do we have? Bunny and Creator. 2 minutes. Okay, upon hearing this message, you have 2 minutes. 2 minutes to place your bets in the chat for who you believe will take it in the end. As we're still in the early game, we're still getting into our openers as well. Creator going for a standard opener on his side of the map. Likewise, Bunny going for a double gas opener into a faster factory, into a delayed CC on the low ground. So a bit of a more aggressive build here out of Bunny, and we'll see what he does bring to the table here. How aggressive is he going to be? For now, going into 2 Reapers, and he's continuing Reaper production. We're getting into triple Reaper production. Hellions coming out alongside this. Again, we do have quite a lot to work with early on, and the goal for Bunny is going to be to move out across the map, and I imagine get some worker damage, get some probe kills as soon as possible. Now, as we get into game number 1, again, it's going to be a best of 7, plenty of games ahead of us, and a big shout out to Droptimus in the chat, Alpha X Droptimus, if you will. Thank you so much for resubscribing. 3 months, Papi, 3 months. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. Gracias, Papi, gracias. We appreciate the support, and it's thanks to your support that we're able to host and fund events. Not quite like this one, but events like Sparkling Tuna Cup, for example, Sea Duckling Open, and Master Swan Open as well. As Bunny, he is deflected from the natural, rotates over towards the main base, does find a pylon, gets a bit of damage done, but Creator is able to rotate over in time, is able to maintain himself, and Creator is going for his own aggressive build. It is going to be 3-gate blink, 1 gateway in the main, 2 gateways in the natural. So 3-gate blink is enough to have a presence on the map. We should be expanding. This is not a 2-base all-in. We're going to be expanding behind this. We're going to be getting into the mid-game here from the side of Creator. Meanwhile, Bunny is still threatening with his army and now reinforcing with a Cyclone. Cyclone is revealed. Creator backs the hell off. With the help of this Cyclone, we can go for the pylon, by the way. We can try to lock it down, and we are a little bit distracted by these stalkers. Again, there's 3 of them, so Creator, he holds on. The pylon survives, and we do force Bunny back. Looking at the resources lost tab here, you can see that so far it's been 1 Reaper lost. At least Bunny's maintained everything else, but he's going to have to get the hell out of here. And back at home, we're transitioning into our 3-1-1 setup. Went into the 1-1-1 first, did prioritize tank production. Thankfully, because of the 3-gate. Because of 3-gate blink, which I believe Bunny did scout, For the most part, yep, he saw all 3 gateways. He's fully aware of what's going on. He's preparing for the push. He's preparing for the counterattack here for Creator. Again, because it's only 3 gateways, it's not the most dedicated push here, but Creator, he's basically going to be looking to contain. Going to be looking to contain Bunny to 2 bases for as long as possible while he expands. Speaking of, there's the expansion. 3rd base has been thrown down. The Creator is moving out as we speak with the help of the Warp Prism. At the same time, Bunny going for his own Liberator Harass as well. And do we have Stalkers back at home? We do. We have 3 Stalkers in the main base. The Natural is a little bit more exposed, and we might be able to abuse this a little bit more. Just waiting for the opportune moment with that Liberator just parked outside the Natural. At the same time, Creator looking to dive into the main base. Only 4 Stalkers. We're not going for a Warp In. We skip the Warp In because we're going for a Temple Archives. Okay. Creator, I see. He does slip in. Opts not to warp in once again. There's some worker kills, does get 1 SCV. Ooh, but he bleeds out a Stalker. That bit of miscontrol there by Creator. He gets 2 SCVs for a Stalker. Not the best trade from our Protoss player. Again, Stalkers are quite a bit, not just gas intensive, but warping intensive. As we get a harass across the map, the Liberator does siege up. 3 probes go down. You can see Bunny, he's trying to hunt down that Prism. He's looking for it. Trying to come across it, but alas, Creator, he does end up diverting the army, does slip away, barely. As I say that, the Creator is spotted, and here come the Marines. Marines from above the ramp. The drop coming in as well. I believe we do have yet the Cyclone. We get the lock on. We get the lock on that Prism, and it looks like, is it going to go down? Oh my god, the juggling just in time. We keep the Cyclone alive. We go for the boost. We need a couple more shots, and we're going to get them. 2 more shots, and it does go down. Big pick off here by Bunny. Very nicely done. Chases Creator down, and with that Warp Prism, that means that Creator can't counterattack. Or it's going to be a little bit more difficult to counterattack across the map. So Bunny can push, and he's going to be safe at home. For the most part, we'll be safe back at home. Storm is finishing up just in time. Creator will have it for the defense. Bunny pushing in, going for a Doom drop actually. He could try to just push towards the 3rd or drop into the main. Where are we headed? Where are we headed? Back at home, 3rd CC's in production, so we're not going for an all-in. We're going for 2 more Raxes, working towards the mid-game once again. And Bunny boosts into the main. Oh, do we have a recall? Not quite. No NG in the main base. Voids are going to be going down. Shield battery as well. And we can even focus down the Forge. Storms are going to be coming in, but a good pre-split. And Tank does get picked up, but we take down, oh, not quite a High Templar. We go for the Stalkers. And we step forward, we focus down as many Stalkers as we can. We force High Templar to morph into the Archon, and we get 9 probe kills. At the same time, reinforcements pushing towards the 3rd, but Creator's in position. Thankfully, Creator is in position with his Immortals, with the High Templar, with the Storm. That was still 9 probe kills. Like, that was some pretty good damage from the side of Bunny. Looking at the trades, he killed 9 probes, 2 Stalkers, 4 Zealots for a tank, 9 Marines, 3 Widow Mines. I mean, the tank was a bit of a brutal loss there, but the tank is outscaled. The Mine Shot! Oh my god, Mine Shot's not quite going off. We get a Widow Mine into the main base as well. We try to retarget, but Bunny unsuccessful. Gonna get 3 probes for 3 Widow Mines. Now, at least one of the Widow Mines does escape. The other, not so much. The other, not as lucky. But we can always dive in, and we can just get an insane amount of damage here. All it takes is 1 Mine Shot. All it takes is Creator not paying attention. Meanwhile, he's moving out across the map. He has 2 High Templar in his main army. They're in the Prism. Tank is sieging up. Widow Mines are getting sniped. Good positioning with the Observer. Bunny should be aware, but alas, he can't really contest against it. And we are going to be committing. Show us the Storms. Again, we have a lot of energy to work with, and no EMPs, no ghosts. And we force ourselves up the ramp. Storm gets thrown down. We get a decent Storm. The other good splits here out of Bunny. But is it going to be enough? The tank goes down. No more tanks, no more mines. Zealot reinforcements come in. We pull the boys. We have to. And we do focus out the Prism once again. But these are some hefty losses here for Bunny. He lost 14 SCVs, and we keep on pushing. Now, it looks like Creator's being cleaned up, but has he dealt too much damage? As he bleeds out everything here, he got 14 worker kills. You can see that Creator does take a slight worker lead, but now Creator's vulnerable. he just lost his High Templar, his Immortals, most of his Gateway units, and now we can counterattack. And now, what does Creator have at home to defend? He just warped in a wave of Zealots. He has 3 Stalkers. Creator, he's vulnerable right now. I say right now, but here comes our first Colossus, just in time. Colossus has arrived. I believe 0 High Templar, which is concerning, right? We have Storm, but no High Templar. And Creator is holding on. And killing a full mineral line of workers did kind of make his push worth it, kind of. It was still a hefty blow there, and Creator should be on a 4th. This 4th is late. The reality here is it's this 4th base, it's on the way, but it is very delayed here for Creator. Did look like he intended for that push to be the end of the game. Scan reveals the 4th base is still just starting. Sure gonna be a pretty good feeling here for Bunny. Mind drop coming into the natural, but Creator's paying attention. Some of these mind shots are gonna be connecting there. Ooh. Connect with Zealots, not with probes. Mind drop into the main base. No reaction! Ooh. Okay, very last second reaction there from Creator. Slick moves from our Protoss. Does avert disaster. Behind this, Bunny now amassing Ghosts and Vikings. A much more diverse and a much more efficient army here from our Terran player. Remember, Creator, with a lot of these trades, a lot of these fights, he's been resetting his army, so there are no High Templar left over for Storms. He has 3 Colossus, to be fair. Does have 3 Colossi. That is a pretty intimidating amount. Launcher going up. Getting 2 probes. Good reaction here by Creator. Does minimize his losses. Bunny pushing in. He is spotted by that Stalker. And as the Mivak gets spotted, we do see a Creator going for his own drop. That is going to be a 4 Zealot drop. There is a turret here at the natural, but that's not going to be enough. I would say this is an unfortunate timing for Creator just because the army's right here. Bunny was back at home. He should be able to clean this up. Leads out 2 SCVs, and here come the Vikings. They shut down the Prism. So, not the most ideal drop there from Creator. Ideally, you're hoping that Bunny's out on the map, right? That he's pushing, that he's distracted, that he has most of his army on the front lines, and then you can wreak havoc across the map or in the mineral line, but not the case here. Bunny was ready for it. Now he's pushing, spotted by the probe. You have a spotted Zealot here, just under the ramp. In general, Zealots are being fanned out, just to keep an eye on where Bunny is. Creator does spot him. Spots the main army. Creator responds. He has Disruptors now, not just Colossus. Nova's going to be going off. Doesn't quite connect. And how many Disruptors do we have? We have 3. We have 2 more Novas left. Good EMPs. Nova does connect with 1 Ghost, but only 1. Bunny is gaining ground. Good EMPs once again on the Archons. Yeah, the first Archon melts. Nova, good connection. Taking down 3 Ghosts. Ghosts are going down, but we get the 3rd base. Nexus falls. Bunny doing well for himself, but now he collapses on a portion of the army. Big EMP. Yeah, the Colossus, they crumble, and Bunny, he just can't be stopped. He's going to snowball out of control. We see Creator trying to come in from behind. He has Disruptors, but that's all he really has. Purification Novas are good, but they're not that good. As Bunny has a 40 supply lead. At the same time, Viking drop into the main. I mean, there's nothing else for them to do. They killed all the Colossus. So may as well drop into the main base. Probes are going down. We depower the gateways. And Creator is all in. At this point, Creator, there's no turning back. He needs to keep pushing. For now, consulting his army. He's got 4 Disruptors. Back at home, Vikings going ham. Creator is going up the ramp. Again, there's no other choice. He has no other choice. Nova's zoning back the army. But there's just no consistent splash damage here, and we can see Bunny coming in from behind, getting us around. And he will focus these Disruptors down. Yeah, they're falling one after the other. GG gets called, and Bunny takes game number 1. GG. A pretty back and forth game number 1 there between our players. Oh, as I just get ready for our second map. Again, I do have our order of maps here. I'm just trying to make sure we can get those lobbies going. Just making sure. And yeah, solid game number 1 there from Bunny. I mean, it was back and forth, but winding it back to that 3-base push that we saw from Creator. We spoke about it at the time. But that did feel like a 3-base all-in from Creator. Like, his 4th was an afterthought. His 4th base was very delayed just because he was so committed with that 3-base push. And Creator did do a lot of economic damage, if you remember, but clearly there he had to do more. He had to do more than just kill a mineral line. He had to break the army, push into the natural, and end the game then and there, or cripple his opponent even more. Despite killing 14 workers, they were still even on the worker count, which was insane. Insane that's how far ahead Bunny was economically. So that push just was not enough, and here we go. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have our South Korean Terran player. The blue Terran representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. The red Protoss representing Club NV. It is Creator. Here we go. Bunny does have that 1-0 lead, but it's a best of 7, plenty of games ahead of us. I was really looking forward to this series just because, for some context here, we did cast ESL Open Cup Asia last night, and we were able to bear witness to Bunny versus Hero. I mean, I say bear witness. We saw it on the bracket, I should say. Bunny versus Hero, they went all the way to the ace match. They went all the way to game 3. Very impressive. Bunny did end up going down to Hero, but still did put up a fight, so I was really excited to see how Bunny would look against another Protoss player in a more extended series. And we have that here with Bunny versus Creator. Now, Creator is still an amazing player. He is overshadowed in South Korea. He's overshadowed by Hero and by Classic, I would say. But for the most part, like Creator, he's still an amazing player in his own right, still deserving to be one of the best in South Korea. Deserving a little bit more notoriety and praise for that. But we'll see how it compares to Bunny here tonight. Who is more in form? Who is gonna take it? Once again, double gas. Double gas opener out of Bunny, 2 games in a row. What does that mean? That means faster factory. It means racks into factory instead of racks expand. So less of an economic opener out of Bunny. Creator just going for a standard opener himself. Gates Cyber expand here, back at home. Probe is being active though. We'll keep an eye on him. Typically this probe would be hiding to avoid this Reaper. Right now the goal of this Reaper is to hunt down the probe. If Creator can successfully hide the probe though, then we can go in for another scout, but the Reaper will check the 3rd base location. We force a cancel on the pylon as well. Creator, he was planning to be aggressive, he was planning to be a little bit more active, but he is shut down already. Good scout by Bunny. Very nicely done. Creator is gonna have to shift gears. Again, with this pylon, he would have gone for a proxy gateway and would have gone for early game gateway aggression. The goal there would have been to delay the CC. The goal would have been to just rally Adepts and Stalkers across the map and delay this command center and get some damage done, but that is no longer the case. As Bunny is now getting into his Reactor Reaper Hellion. We saw a variation of this last game where you just keep making Reapers and go into Hellion production. We can go 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion, or even 5 Reaper, 3 Hellion, move out across the map, and dive into mineral lines. It's going to be on Creator to keep up with the rotation and the movement of Bunny. What's scary is that, yes, this army can threaten the natural and just rush into a mineral line, or we can split up our forces. The Reapers could go into the main, and the Hellions can go into the natural, and damage can be done. So Creator, he has to keep up, and I love this. He is walling off here on the low ground. Hasn't really seen too much, but is playing safely here. And he will be walling. There is an opening though, and Bunny does run in. Oh, and we do have our 2 Adepts coming down from the main base. We're going for the middle line. 1 Adept goes down. We're going for the second. Boys are being pulled into the Hellions. First volley goes off. We shut down the Adept. Probes are going down. We get 4 probe kills. And that's already good enough. 4 probe kills, lost mining time. Workers off the mineral line once again. We get 6 probe kills for Cyber Reaper. GG gets called. This is game-ending damage that should not have happened, and Bunny takes an even greater lead in this series. GG. GG, well played. Aye. We were talking, I was even talking about how I was praising Creator for walling off, right? For getting that SimCity ready on the low ground. But unfortunately, he did not have his units in position. He had an Adept on the high ground. He had his units at the natural, yes, but he wasn't able to wall off. He was unable to wall off in time. And with that, things just got out of hand there. We had very limited units to work with. And Bunny got out of control. That's a really rough start, to be honest. That's a really rough start here for our players, for Creator. To go down to the opener, bearing in mind that this build wasn't designed to kill. That's the thing here. It was designed to harass, to get ahead. The amount of damage that was done there was surprising, even to Bunny, I'm sure, and the game ended. The game just ended then and there. Creator has been known to be a bit of an emotional player. I'm hoping that Creator can take a moment here to calm down a little bit, take a bit of a breath as well, just because anyone would be frustrated in a game like that, where you kind of take a loss before the game even really gets going, right? Before we can sink our teeth into our builds, into the mid game, even into the early game, it all ended then and there. And that was a rough one, but here we go. We're getting into game 3 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the red Protoss player representing Club NV. It is Creator. He needs to fight back here and now. I mean, he can still afford another loss. It is a best of 7, which means first to 4 wins. But things are looking a little bit bleak here for Creator. We all know that he has it in him to bring it back. He has it in him to take down a player like Bunny. But as I mentioned before, it's all about what is our state of play here on the day of play. Oh boy, it's not about, you know, the potential wins, but the wins that we can bring out here and now in the moment. As Bunny is mixing it up for the first time this series. Bunny is going for a single gas opener. He's going for a Rax expand. Let's go. Let us go. So Bunny's going to be calming things down here in game 3. Meanwhile, Creator going for a Gate Cyber Nexus. Same opener here game after game. Creator, upon realizing the economic build, he tries to delay for a second or two, but the probe is forced out and the CC is thrown down. So again, for the first time this series, Bunny is going for a faster CC, which means Creator is safe and sound in the early game. Like, we're okay. And we have seen an interesting build permeate throughout the pro scene. In TVP, we've seen a lot of 3cc 3 racks. I say a lot of. We've seen it pop up every now and then in this series, whether Bjorn's involved, whether Kira's involved. I'm curious if Bunny is one to embrace that as well. Ryung as well. Ryung is another player that comes to mind. But now, we will wait and see. Speaking of, yep, there it is. 3rd CC. A little bit fortunate that I just mentioned it, but yes, 3cc 3 racks. We should be seeing another racks from here, especially because we're still on 1 gas. As I was just talking about, and oh no, sorry, gonna be a factory. I was gonna start mentioning how 3cc 3 racks has been a build that we've been seeing recently from Bjorn, from Cure, from Ryung, from a lot of the Korean and even the European Terran players. This is not quite that though. It is a fast 3cc, and I should emphasize this a little bit more. This is an insanely fast 3cc, very greedy here out of Bunny, but he is still going for a factory follow-up, which means he will have access to factory-based units, even a starport later on down the line as well. This should be factory into more Raxes though, just because we have limited gas available. But I'm curious what is going to be done with this from Bunny. Meanwhile, if Creator goes 4-gate blink, Creator can pop off 100%. Like Creator, he's on 2 gateways for now, so just 2-gate blink for the time being. If Creator were to be more aggressive, he could 100% punish Bunny for this build and could snowball out of control. But it's 2-gate blink into a 3rd Nexus. So Creator is going for an economic build. Because Creator is being economic, he won't be able to punish the greed of Bunny. We won't be able to punish it, and he won't be able to scout it either. The hallucination coming back in for another pass, and oh, we do scout the CC. Big moment here for Creator. Unfortunately, he already invested into the Nexus, so punishing this is going to be difficult, but at least he knows. Now he knows what's going on. He also saw the factory as well, so he knows it's not a 3-axe follow-up. So Creator at least has the information he needs and can try to be a little bit more greedy behind this. You can see Creator just fanning out his units, going for a robo, setting up his third base. And we could go one of two ways here. Creator could try to set up a 3-base all-in or try to out-greed Bunny. I would personally love to see him lean along the lines of out-greeding Bunny, but we'll see. Speaking of, okay, we have a Forge on the way. We have a Forge, we have additional gateways, bearing in mind as well that we're skipping warp bins, which I do appreciate. The army size has not really changed too much here. We're skipping warp bins, just investing into tech, into our site defense, into more probes. Again, Creator knows that he's safe back at home. He knows that there isn't any early push coming, so we don't need to invest too hard into an army. And there's the bay, now on the way. So we're heading towards the mid-game. Both Creator and Bunny are headed towards the mid-game. I do favor Bunny a little bit more here, just because the third base is already being taken. Again, much faster than normal in a Terran versus Protoss matchup. So Bunny's going to have a booming economy. Creator moving out with that Observer is going to get eyes on the timing of the third CC, and he does spot it just as it's being landed. Does move out with some Stalkers. Ideally wants to try to apply some pressure, maybe force a lift. Bearing in mind, it's only 5 Stalkers. We haven't been investing too hard into these warp ins. Gets a couple of hits in. Stim is not done, by the way. We do pick up some of these Marines. Not bad. 2 Marines. Stim is finishing up in 5 seconds, though. Creator, he has to be very careful. How fast can he blink? Gets 2 more Marines. Oh! Ooh, and 1 Stalker goes down. Blinks 1 second too late. And Bunny does force Creator back. Medevacs have arrived. With the arrival of these Medevacs, now Bunny can be active. Up until this point, Bunny's been chilling back at home, has been being greedy, more economic, but now he can move out with his drop play. Meanwhile, you can see Creator lying in wait in the center of the map, looking and hoping to catch the army, getting a 4th base, working towards extend thermal lance, charge, +1, additional gateways, Colossus is in production, and now Creator can start warping in. So Stalker's back at him to defend. Does come across the drop. Oh! And he gets 1 medevac. Very nice pick off. An almost completely full medevac goes down. The Marauders were saved, but the Marines did fall. At the same time, we catch some of these units. Good force fields. We get 2 Marauders. But the army comes in for a flank. Creator, he has to back off. Decent swipes, but there are so many Marauders. We dive on the arm. We focus down the Immortal. Where's the Prism? Prism's not here. The Immortals are going down. The Colossus are exposed. We get a Colossus. Very nice trade here from Bunny. Punishing Creator. Oof. Even some mine shots go off as well. Creator trying to push in, but this is so risky. Wait, we need to calm. There we go. We need to calm things down. Colossus racing back home. But Bunny is getting his 4th. As Creators is getting up and running. So again, with that economic lead, Bunny going for a much faster 4th base. Will maintain his economy as well. Creator force back. Ideally, you want to be hitting 3 Colossus around this time and start working towards Disruptors, but because 1 went down, Creator has to go back into Colossus production. His map presence and his move out has been delayed. Trying to be active though. Likewise, Bunny is also spotted by the Observer, so Creator is aware. Could set up a counterattack. And Creator spotting the army. Going for a 5th base. Calming things down. We have reached that triple Colossus count, that is true. We threw down the Temple Archives for Archons, but there's no Disruptor production yet and no Storm yet either. We're still waiting for that second robo. Waiting for those disruptors or immortals. There it is. First disruptor is now on the way, but the main armies are soon to clash. Bunny does spot it. He spots the main force. Pulls back. Ghost production has commenced. We have a second starport on the way for Viking production as well. Bunny just needs a little bit more time. Needs a little bit more time for his Vikings. He's only got 2. Yeah, only 2 Vikings. Creator pushing forward just before Bunny's ready. Again, Bunny needs a little bit more time. Creator rotating around. Does come across the planetary. Planetary holds. We're now up to 4 Vikings. The ghosts have arrived. We have EMPs. Creator very tentative. The EMP connects. Does connect on the Archon, on the Colossus as well. And now we can try to commit. Celeron might get shut down. And has Creator taken too long? He does supply block Bunny. And here we go. We pull the boys. EMP goes off. Nova connects, taking down some Marauders. But it looks like we may just have too much. The Vikings are putting in a lot of work. They take down one. They don't quite get the other, though. Yeah, Bunny still supplyable. He can't make anything. He can't spend his money. Ay, ay, ay. Bunny desperately trying to macro, but still supply blocked. Yeah, losing all those depots was huge, and that may just be winning Creator the game. As Creator, he's remaxed. Nova goes off, doesn't connect. But it's still a numbers game. The Colossus all go down, but the Gateway Army pushes through, and we get 27 SCV kills. And Creator, it looks like he has done it. Again, Bunny, he just couldn't make anything for like over a minute there. And it felt like forever. And with that, he could not hold on. The Vikings, they did their job, but it was just too late at that point. Creator threatens the planetary, and he can just keep pushing. Creator can keep pushing, just waiting for reinforcements. Bunny desperately holding on. 3-3 is on the way, plus 2 air attack or ship weapons on the way as well. But can Bunny survive that long? Never goes up. Gets a Marauder. I mean, I'm impressed here that Bunny's been able to hold on and kite back against this. But again, there's only so much he can do. And Creator, he's looking to put a point on the board. He's fighting back. Had a rough start to the series, but he has done it. GG gets called, and Creator, he does put a point on the board. Whew. Looking to tie things up. GG. Bobby. GG, well played. Again, Creator, he will not be 4-0'd. It will not be a clean sweep. Not be a clean sweep here. Creator showing what he's made of. And again, that was a pretty intense back and forth as well. I did have a moment to go over the game here. But yeah, Bunny was so greedy early on. He was so greedy rushing into that third CC, and he got away with it. He got away with that greed. But when we had the initial push from Creator, he wasn't able to break his opponent, but he was able to, again, pick away at some of the army, was able to eventually push out across the map. And again, Bunny just needed a couple more seconds. He needed a couple more seconds for an extra wave of Vikings, an extra wave of Ghosts. Even then, I would say that Bunny was doing a really good job at buying time. Remember, he was kind of kiting backwards, he was not engaging. We saw that Creator was taking a little bit too long to actually push into the base, but what Creator was doing, which was very fortunate, is that Creator, he was killing depots. And usually that's a little bit insignificant, but that was a massive supply block. There was a massive supply block on Bunny. He knocks Bunny's supply down to 140, as in he could not make anything else, and it just took Bunny far too long to break free from that supply block. That was a brutal moment, and I'm pretty sure that did win Creator the game. The supply block, I mean. If Bunny could have kept his production going, then there's a big chance there that it would have been able to hold on, survive the onslaught, and force Creator back and force a longer game. At least that's what I would stand behind, is that if we would have had more production there, if we would have been able to build up, then it would have been more of a back and forth. Not saying that Bunny would have necessarily won that, but the game wouldn't have ended then and there. With that, GG, well played. We're now getting into game number 4 on Alkyone. Let's go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Alkyone, we have our South Korean Terran player. The blue Terran representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. Again, he's leading the series 2-1. Can he make it to match point? As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Club NV. Fighting back, putting a point on the board. Can he tie things up 2-2? Does need your energy, your support in the chat. It is a Creator. Let's go. Whew. Let us go. And again, that's all that I would ever want here, is a back and forth. Personally, I'm greedy. I would love to see an ace match between Bunny and Creator. We'll see. We'll see how far and how long they can take it. As Bunny going back to his typical builds. And if you recall, if you weren't here for it, in game 1 and in game 2, we had double gas openers. Double gas openers into faster factories, into Hellion Reaper aggression in both game 1 and game 2. In game 3, Bunny went for a very greedy build, went for a Rax expand into a 3rd CC before factory. It was a very greedy build instead. And in that game, it was the first time that Creator could actually comfortably get into the mid game. Creator was able to get into his mid game, build up an army, have a more back and forth, and just be that much more comfortable in game number 3, which is maybe why Bunny's going for this. Maybe he's like, okay, I need to make sure that Creator is stumbling his way into the mid game, that he's not able to like breeze his way through and have an easy time. Aggression is the name of the game. Reaper production has commenced, and I would not be surprised if we double down and make even more Reapers and Hellions alongside them, as we have in this series. Creator just getting into his own standard opener so far. Reaper going to be moving out towards the left-hand side, checking for any kind of proxy location. I don't blame him. If you remember, it was on Goldenora in game number 2 where Creator attempted to proxy and the proxy did fall on its face. Creator unable to pull it off. Bunny did shut it down. So again, he's just double checking, making sure he's safe and sound. Meanwhile, once again, it's going to be a Twilight Council opener. If there were a map to go Stargate, I would have assumed this would have been it. I would have assumed that Alkyone would be a Stargate map, but Creator sticking to his Blink Stalkers. For now. Going for that Twilight Council, I imagine, for Blink. I imagine. We have seen a rise in popularity of Dark Shrine-based builds against Terran in the past month or so. So keeping an eye here on Creator. Meanwhile, it is going to be, in fact, the Reactor on the rack. So Reactor, Reaper, Hellion Aggression. This did win Bunny the game in game number 2 on Goldenora. We'll see how much damage he can get done this time, as he's amassing only 3 Reapers. Okay, we're not going up to 5. Only 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion. So enough for map control, enough to apply pressure, but not an overly aggressive force here from Bunny. We should be able to hold on. I say should. We have a shield battery. We have 2 adepts. Do we bypass the army? We do. We try to run past. There's a Stalker on the high ground. 1 Reaper goes down. 2nd Reaper as well. And Bunny is getting shut down. We commit to the shade. We almost get that final Reaper. And Bunny doesn't get anything done. No probe kills. No adept kills. And barely a scout of the main base. Upon seeing the Gateway Army, should be aware that it's going to be a Twilight Council opener. 1 Hellion goes down. Creator is pulling back. The Adepts are being cleaned up. Now with the Cyclone, Bunny has momentum. Is pushing forward. You can see the Creator is pulling back to the safety of the shield battery. He has Nova Charge available as well. And Bunny backs off. In the midst of this defense, Creator, he expands. Bold move here. Very bold move to expand, but he has taken that Nexus, and Bunny has not seen it. Has no idea. Bunny going for a jump into the main. He does confirm that there's no base here at the triangle location. As he goes into the main base, there are stalkers in position. There's a shield battery as well. Yeah, we're ready for this. We're going for the medevac. It's gonna go down. Oh, medevac does fall. Big pickup here. Bunny bleeding out too much. There's no way out for these Marines. Yeah, with good enough control, Creator should not lose anything. He's just topping up his stalkers, going back in. And Marines falling left and right. 1 Marine left, 0 Marines left here. Oh boy. And you can see here that Creator didn't lose anything. Very efficient trade. Behind this, his third base is up and running. And Bunny has no idea. Oh, sorry, my apologies. Did check. I think he checked with the Cyclone question mark. But it looks like he did dive in with a unit. Bunny at least is aware of the third. But after losing that drop, he can't do anything about it. Meanwhile, there is our tech, Dark Shrine. If you remember, earlier we were talking about how DTs have been trendy. Dark Templar have risen in popularity here in PvT. I'm not too sure why. I do know that players were experimenting with it. I want to say like a month or two ago, it was flexed and flaunted in a more major tournament, And yeah, it's been embraced here by a lot of the Koreans and the Europeans. DTs are on the way. Just a way to harass, a way to get a surprising amount of damage done. We blink into the natural. We blink in. SCVs are going down. We get 2, 3, 4, 5 SCVs here at the natural base. We get the Reaper as well. And we can always just blink out. Getting the gas geyser. Up. Oof. Do get the gas back the hell off. This tank army is still quite terrifying is what I will say. In a head-to-head fight, I want to favor Bunny. Something important to bear in mind as we're getting into like Dark Templar and the Invisible Man, and it's all well and good, especially with this War Prism ready to dive in. No splash damage. That's the scary thing here. No splash damage, no Colossus, no Storm, no Archons, no Disruptors. So if Bunny does make it across the map, I do want to favor him here. Creator has to be very careful not to lose too much. If Creator bleeds out too many of these Stalkers, he triggers a counterattack. So he needs to maintain the Stalker count to keep Bunny pinned back at home. Meanwhile, show us the Dark Templar. DTs, here we go, they're warping. Oh no, the skin! Oh my god! The scan does not see the Dark Shrine, but the scan does reveal the DT at the base. And now we know. Bunny is aware, but we drop into the main. Oof. DTs, they're already here. The scout was nice. We do have the Raven at least. But SCVs are going down. It's going to be 5 workers, and we do save 2 of them. Yeah, the DTs evacuate. We have another DT here in the corner. Thankfully, again, we have a Raven. We do have that Raven. Turret did complete here in between the bases as well. Speaking of, we're going for the turret. Not sus at all. The turret does survive. We do repair it. Observer goes down. And Bunny secure. As I say that, DTs, they come back in. They catch another missile turret. And Creator's trying to be cheeky. But again, throughout all this, what's important as Bunny is stuck at home defending against Dark Templar, we have a 4th. We have a 4th base up and running with the Rich Vesting Gas Geyser as well. Creator's economy is booming. His economy is insane. We scan. We're looking for the 4th base. Drop comes in. Ooh, the drop gets shut down. And now here comes the counterattack. Now that the War Prism has been sniped, now we can push. We go for another scan. We get eyes on the 4th base. This is a good scout here by Bunny. What Bunny has seen is, hold up. You've been quite greedy here. Can you even survive this push? Can you survive this attack? We'll see. It's terrifying. Bunny, yeah, we pulled our boys, baby. Let's go. We're going all in. And again, Creator, no Colossus, no Disruptors, no Storm. What does he have? DTs are harassing across the map. We're just forcing that base trade. Workers are going down, but doesn't matter. Because it comes down to the main army. We have the Raven. We have mobile detection. Defensive DTs are not going to be good enough. And we break the natural. Dark Shrine goes out. We blink in. We're going for the Raven. The Raven goes down. Good snipe by Creator, but we have scans. We should have scans available. We're pushing on in. DT's coming from behind. Do we have a scan? We're going for the turrets. The scan doesn't quite catch those DTs. Oh, it does actually. Yeah, the DTs overextend. 2 DTs go down to the scan. Creator not paying attention. The turret does finish. Meanwhile, across the map, the orbitals are lifted. They're barely escaping. And as long as we have a scan, we're going to be okay. Creator, he does recall away. Another base falling. I will say that, again, in a head-on fight, I have to favor Bunny. Bunny, he has a larger army. He has a more terrifying force. But he does need scans. Do we have any Dark Templar? Oh, only one. Only one DT. Remember, the Dark Shrine died. The Dark Shrine was picked off. So no more DTs. Only the one. Now Bunny's pushing in. Bunny, he's also preserving these CCs. In case of more Dark Templar, there we go. We have the scan, just in case. And Bunny, he is breaking through. We have one final mining base here for Creator. Now, Creator does have anti-air. Like, he's trying to chase down some of these orbitals. Trying to. We annihilate the mineral line, and the main base is being cleaned up. And this is going to be the final stand for Creator. Looking at the unit side, we have 3 Immortals. We have 11 Zealots. With the help of the cannons and the shield batteries, maybe we can hold with the overcharge. Maybe. But the shield battery goes down. There's no overcharge. And Creator just can't engage. It's going to be close. Like, if Creator wants to take this fight, he has to pull the boys. Gonna have to try to pull the boys. Dark Shrine is on the way. I guess that's the win condition here for Creator, but he gets supply blocked. He can't warp in. No. The supply block here. The Dark Shrine doesn't even matter. We scan. We get eyes on this. We're pushing in. Here comes the surround. It's all or nothing for Creator. Ooh, big mine shots go off. Good kiting here by Bunny. Cleaning up most of these elves. The tank did go down. We are kiting all the way back. I thought we had some widow mines back here. We sniped the base. Creator, can he take this? I'm not liking us pushing up the ramp. There we go. We back off. Back off for now, but Creator, he has no more bases, no more Nexus. He can build a Nexus, actually. He has enough money to build a base. And where do we build it? Where are we headed? Okay, looking at the main forces here. Creator, he won't have any stack defense. He's breaking on through. He's going for the gold. He does find some of these orbitals. Let's go. Going for the full base trade. Bunny trying to go for the elimination, but again, remember, we can throw down a Nexus. Creator hunting down more bases, but we still have orbitals. We still have mules. Nexus on the way at the triangular third. Interesting location. I mean, it is a fresh base. True. Less vulnerable than the gold, for example. But you can try to abuse it from the high ground is my concern. Like, we have draw play available here for Bunny. So we'll see. Nexus is on the way. Creator just trying to hunt out any more remaining buildings. We still have 2 orbitals here for Bunny. One did burn down, but we have one here on the right. We have one on the left. Bunny, he's on 13 Marines and 8 Marauders. With all these medevacs to support them, I mean, the medevacs are on low energy, to be fair, but again, I still want to favor Bunny here. I mean, he's only got 1/1 upgrades. Goes for the scan. Yeah, he's going in. Baits out the shields. A lot of probes falling as well. Good kiting here by Bunny. Dives on the Immortal. He does not get one. The Immortal barely survives. Good target fire and gets one. There's 2 left. What was that trade? That was 4 Marines for an Immortal. But the army's exposed. We dive on the Immortals. They go down one after the other. And Bunny, he has enough. GG gets called. Bunny takes a lead in this series. GG, well played. Bunny is now on match point. One more game. And he will take the showdown, and become our champion here tonight. Creator has to fight back here and now to keep his dreams alive here, keep his life alive, keep himself alive even in this series. As I'm just looking for the next map, looking for our next game. We are loading in to Amphion. Whew, okay, papi, okay, let's go. Amphion is coming up next. I'm sorry if, especially when I'm out of game, if I sound a little bit distracted, but like, as soon as we get out of game, I'm like immediately making the lobby. Just going for it. I'm just immediately like typing down the name, trying to make the lobby. We're in, papi, we're in. Oh, bonjour, papi. Oh, Asher. He knows, papi, he knows. The bonjour. One more game. That's all he needs. Again, I'm hoping for a longer series here, but we shall see. It's not on me, it's on our players. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Amphion, we have our South Korean Terran player. The blue Terran representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. And he is one game away from winning this entire show match. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Club NB. He needs to fight back here and now to have a chance at winning this show match, to have a chance at the ace match. It is Creator. No more missteps, no more mistakes. It's all or nothing for Creator. Here we go. So loading to Amphion of all maps. For those that are curious here, when it comes to the map order, our next game is Amphion. After that is going to be Site Delta if we make it to Game 6. And Game 7, the ace match, is going to be on Post Youth. So Site Delta and Post Youth still on the horizon. If we can make it that far. The Dynasty was vetoed. It was Dynasty and not Post Youth. What was the other vetoed, man? I'm just trying to recall. Well, there were two map vetoes. One each. As once again, Bunny going for a double gas opener. Fun fact: every game that Bunny has gone double gas, every game that he has won, he's gone double gas. So double gas into a faster factory. To that faster factory is across the map. Creator just going for his gate cyber expand. Standard opener out of our Protoss player. More of an aggressive opener here by Bunny. A bit more aggressive. Who vetoed Dynasty? I'll have to check. I'll have to double check because they vetoed in Korean and I didn't translate the vetoes. Like, so I'll have to scroll up and check who exactly vetoed Dynasty. As we do see Bunny just scouting on the right-hand side, checking for any proxy locations. We spoke about it earlier, but we did see an attempted proxy on Golden Aura, so definitely worth it to go for this. Bunny just being safe and secure. Going for his probe scout. Adept is lying in wait. I apologize, the Adept moves out. The Adept does move out of position. The Reaper dips in. And our tech of choice has been thrown down. Bunny, does he get the scout? It looks like he does. Dives into the main base, gets an eye on the Twilight Council. Is aware that once again it's going to be Blink. Every game so far it's been a Blink variation. We've seen 2-gate Blink into a third base. We've also seen 3-gate Blink as well. No 4-gate Blink though from Creator, not yet in this series. And I'm not really seeing that here on Amphion either, just because there's no kind of cliff face to dive right into the main base. It's safe to that. Which is also why we see a lot more greedy play on Amphion. Crimson Court, that's the other one. Yeah, so it was Crimson Court and Dynasty. They were both vetoed. I can double check who vetoed who after the game. Who vetoed what even? As you see, Bunny with his 1-1-1 opener going straight for Banshee production. Let's go, Cloak Banshees even. Cloak Banshee's not the most standard or not the most common of builds in this matchup, but we do see it pop up from time to time, especially amongst the Korean Terran players. We've seen Maru and Byun embrace this, just to mix it into a series and to catch the Protoss player off guard. It's not going to be like too many Banshees, but again, like a Banshee like this can You get a surprising amount of damage. Just because of how uncommon they are. Creator yet to confirm the main base. Getting into an additional gateway, so he's going 3-gate blink into a delayed third. So a bit of a safer build here by Creator. Going for that additional gateway. We could even go for a bay before third base as well. So Prism is on the way. We should soon be expanding here. Again, Creator has the option to go for a bay first before the Nexus. Speaking of going for the bay first, I should have said tech first. He's going for Templar Archives. Okay. Templar Archives on the way. Bunny already pushing out though. We have the Banshees from one end. We have the tank from the other. A couple of boys have been pulled. And we do not have detection. Uh-oh. No observer. No observer here out of the map. First Cyclone goes down. Banshee going ham. We get 3-4 probes go down. Observers on the way. The War Prism did pop out. Tank getting within range. Observer headed for the main base. We did get 5 probe kills. And so much lost mining time. We get 6, 7. 7 probes go down. And we're not done. A bunker is thrown down behind this. Third CC is on the way for Bunny, by the way. Working on that third. And he's within range here of the production. Gateway goes down. Another tank has arrived. Creator getting pinned back. Does have the Immortal. Does have the Immortal, but it's not going to be enough. Force the Blade back once again. He does have a War Prism here across the map, but he can't do anything. The Prism, it does nothing. As we have to reinforce back at home, we cannot reinforce across the map. We dive on top of the tanks. One tank goes down. Ooh, we're going to get the second tank as well, but that's a lot of tank shots going off. Yeah, bunkers do complete. And we still have one more tank behind this. More Banshees coming in. We do have the Prism. We can juggle. Let's go. Creator, he's holding. Creator is holding and Bunny backs up. But he recognizes that, again, we've weathered the storm and Creator, he's made it past the worst of it. Creator has held and Bunny will retreat. Now, the downside to how aggressive Bunny was with his Banshee production, with his tank production, is how late some of these upgrades are going to be. I'm referring to +1, I'm referring to Stim when it comes to the Bio Army as well. A lot of this tech was delayed here for Bunny. So he's going to be stuck at home, and Bunny is heavily reliant on these Banshees to get damage done and to keep Creator busy. And that's a lot of Banshees. That's 4 Banshees out on the map with Cloak. Creator moves out, Creator takes a third. Remember, Creator, he was contained to 2 bases that entire time. A very late third base here for the Protoss. And what do we have in the main? Where is the Observer? At home. We have an Observer at home. We're safe and sound. We're going for the Shield Battery. Trade the Shield Battery for 1 Banshee. Oh, and we do barely keep the other Banshee alive. Just barely. Nice control out of Bunny. And he will shut down the Stalkers. Oh my god! 3 Stalkers go down! And we're forced to recall these Banshees. They got out of hand. Ay, ay, ay. Respect the Banshees. So Creator is forced to recall. That means that Bunny can safely take his third base. He's sieging up. No pressure whatsoever. And Creator is stuck at home. Ay, ay, ay. Creator is stuck at home. Meanwhile, I believe the Prism just got shut down. Oh, wait, no. Prism's still alive. Right, it was recalled. Bunny securing himself, getting into the upgrades that we mentioned earlier. Stim, Combat Shields +1. Meanwhile, Storm is finishing up for Creator. So now we finally have some splash damage. We have a way to counteract the bio forces here of Bunny. As there are 3 High Templar in the Prism, soon to be 4. And we're going to have plenty of Storms available. Now, all in all, Bunny is in a better position, right? Like, Bunny, he's now catching up with those upgrades. He got a much faster third base. He's had a stronger economy this entire time. Like, the fact that this third base was so delayed, the fact that Creator was contained to 2 bases, that is brutal. And we're in a position that we don't often see, where the Protoss is down heavily in probes. 48 workers to the 64 of Bunny, bearing in mind that Bunny also has mules. And you can see the economic advantage here heavily in favor of the Terran, which is terrifying, and Bunny snowballing out of control. Like, that initial push with the tanks and Banshees did so well. It was so important for Creator to delay the third base and to disrupt the economy of Bunny in some way, but he didn't. He wasn't able to. And now we have 6 tanks. 6 tanks, Papaya. First tank goes down. Decent storms here, zoning back the army. We're getting on top of the tanks. We get 3, we get 4. But the Bio Army sims on forward. We focus down the prism. We deny the warp in. It's just too much. GG gets called, even with the storms, even catching all those tanks. It did not matter. It was not enough. And Bunny will take the series 4-1. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Bunny, as he is going to be our Club NV X Duckling Showdown champion. Oh, I do apologize for having that cam on. But he is going to be our champion here this week. My condolences to Creator. I mean, at least we made a series out of it. At least Creator was able to take a game. He was able to fight back in some way there, but unfortunately wasn't able to take the series any longer than that. I was hoping for, you know, maybe a game 5, 6, maybe a game 7 towards the end. That would have been amazing. But does end here in game 5. GG, well played. Bunny. Also, what I love about this series from Bunny is that we didn't see the same builds multiple times in a row. Like, we saw different variations, different openers, especially here in the final game. We saw Bunny going for a 1-1-1 into Cloak Banshee, and I assumed it would only be a handful of Banshees, but he went up to 5 if I'm not mistaken. He had 4 towards the end, but that's because 1 went down earlier. I think he had 5 in total, maybe just 4, but like a big investment into those Banshees when it came to his 2-base push, and yeah, he did quite a lot with it. It was very impressive. Very impressive stuff there by Bunny, and a more unique build as well. And yeah, again, my condolences to Creator. Again, maybe just wasn't his day. Game 2 was brutal. Like, game 2 especially, I feel like maybe set the tone. Creator also had to take a break in the middle of the series as well. I wouldn't be surprised just to take a moment to breathe, take a moment to ourselves, just to try to calm down after some of those games. GG, well played. Just letting them know. And yeah, with that, congratulations to Bunny. He does walk away with the bulk of the prize money here. Quickly just double checking. So with that, Bunny walks away with 150 USD, and Creator walks away with 50 USD. Again, we do have payouts for both players, so we're able to give them something for their time. That is the ideal. But of course, Bunny walking away with the majority of it. Also, hold on. Someone was asking earlier about the vetoes. Let's see here. Google Translate, don't fail me. It was Bunny. Bunny vetoed Dynasty, and Creator vetoed Crimson Court. So there you go. So Bunny got rid of Dynasty, Creator got rid of Crimson Court. I think it was like someone asking about that earlier. Just so you know. 4-1 in a best of 3, very impressive. Oh, sorry if it said a best of 3 in game earlier. Oh, it says it here. Wait, what? That shouldn't be happening. I do apologize. Yeah, I don't know how to fix that. It's a best of 7. Yeah, you know, Pappy, you know. Just catching up with the chat. Here we go. GG. This game is so over. Surprise, Creator hasn't left. I mean, a lot of players do stay in for as long as they can, because there's always a chance. There's always a chance to fight back. There's always a chance to kind of cause an upset. And I mean, we've seen that time and time again. We've seen it time and time again where a player looks down and out. It even happened last night in ESL Open Cup Asia. It happened with Hero. I remember Hero being down 30-40 supply and was able to bounce back, was able to bring it back here against his opponents. Even amongst the best players in the world, these comebacks do occur. So yeah, I wouldn't put it on the player at all for like not tapping out a little bit earlier when something goes awry. You can always catch out the army. Like, towards the end there, that was maybe the best fight that Creator could have hoped for. Like, he was able to catch the tanks on siege and a little bit undefended. Like, he was able to bring a lot of them down. If Creator had gotten the warp in done, maybe he wins that fight, and maybe we can keep going from there. Again, there's always a chance there, and yeah, I don't blame the players at all for sticking in it to try to go for that. Like, I would not call that like a fantasy GG timing by any means. Not at all. Like, we've seen worse from other players. Fantasy. Hon Mono is a big one for that. I can Funada Hon Mono for that. Where Hon Mono, he'll stick with it until he's down to like 0 Marines and like 5 SCVs. He's an animal, pop. He's an animal. But yeah, with that, we're done for tonight. We are done for the night. Hope you all had a great time here. A bit of a shorter broadcast because it was only one best of 7, and it only went to game 5. But regardless, it was still an amazing series. And a big shout out to our players, both Creator and to Bunny. Massive shout out to our 2 players. And we'll be back, I'm sure, in the coming weeks. We did take some time off because of the GSL qualifiers and WTL qualifiers, and there was just a lot going on, so we did take some time off from our show matches. But this is typically a weekly show match series. A weekly show match, sometimes we have multiple best of 7s, sometimes we have a group, like a GSL group, or like a round robin group. We try to mix it up. We do try to mix it up. And a big shout out to Club NV. A shout out to Club NV. They are, of course, a Korean team, and they do sponsor this event. They provide all of the prize money for these show matches. So a big shout out to Club NV. You can actually see the mascot that we made. You can, or the mascot that we commissioned with the Club NV jersey, the duck. Love to see it. Again, we are collaborating with Club NV. We merely do just cast it. We cast in English. We're the official English casters, and every now and then Inu casts in Korean. Inu does cast in Korean from time to time. So yeah, with that, thanks so much. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much everyone for the support. Do appreciate it. I was mostly Stalker, was like tank 6 tanks. He killed every tank as well. Killed them all. Crazy. Thanks for the stream. Cool games. Thank you for dropping by. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. You'll enjoy. Meanwhile, we're going to be giving another streamer a raid. If you want to follow us, you can follow us on all the social medias: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. We do co-stream on YouTube, and you can support us on Patreon as well if you wish. Otherwise, the least that we ask of you is to follow the channel. We have plenty of StarCraft going on here on the Cranky Ducklings. Our next broadcast, I believe, is going to be tomorrow. Let me just double check our calendar. But our next broadcast is going to be, yes, Kung Fu Cup tomorrow in less than 24 hours. So if you are unsatiated, if you want some more StarCraft, we got you covered tomorrow in less than 24 hours. Let's go. The fanfare, Bobby, the fanfare. So do tune into that. Otherwise, check out Wardy. I believe Wardy, he's hosting his own Korean tournament at the moment. I believe he's hosting the Korean Royale. So much more StarCraft ongoing. And who do we raid? Wardy's got a lot of viewers, and we usually try to raid some smaller streamers. I see Sort of is streaming. Who else is streaming right now? Who can we go to? I don't see many others. I don't recognize many others. Maybe a better way of putting it. So regardless of who we raid, give them some love, give them some support, give them a chance, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for some KFC. See you then. See you then, Papi. See you then.